Moria, Moria wasn't that bad of a guy. Like, as far as pirates go, Moria kind of just did his, he just did his job as a Shichibukai. And let me say this in Moria's defense, all right? I look at the Marineford War, I see the Shichibukai. 5 pirates who have been given the ultimate luxury, right? Not 7, 5 showed up, right? 5 pirates given the ultimate luxury of being allowed to be pirates and literally do whatever the fuck they want on the seas for however long. The perfect ideal contract, right? All they have to do is show up once in 20 years to fight the Yonko, right? And that's all they have to do, okay? What I saw, as I said, Mihawk not trying, Hancock actively sabotaging the Marines' efforts, all right? She was a literal net negative in the Marines' efforts, all right? Made it actually harder for them to defend Ace because she was fighting on the other side during it, all right? Doflamingo not trying, all right? What else do we got? Kuma programmed to try, so he tries, all right? That's fair, okay? But, you know, at the same time, he's secretly a double agent, so not the best stuff. You know who showed up to do work? You know who showed up to try? Moria. Only Moria. The only Shichibukai that's actually doing his job. Only Shichibukai that was actually trying during the war, okay? He took it seriously. He was like, I'm going to try and take out Curio. I'm going to try and take out Jinbei, all right? He's actually putting in effort. He gets fucked up, right? He's not strong, but he's trying. He's doing his job. And what's messed up is that at the end of the war, he's the one Shichibukai that they're like, all right, we can do without him. Let's get rid of him. Think about that. How messed up is that? You look around your workplace, all the other employees are fucking dicking around, all right? They're just sitting at their desks. They've only been called in to do work one day in 2 decades. They're not doing shit. You're out there, like, actually trying to do all the paperwork, actually trying to, like, get the homework in on time or whatever. Like, you're trying to do everything. You're covering for them. You're not doing a good job because you're not that smart. You're not the brightest in the office, but you're at least trying. And then who do they fire at the end of the day? You. It's ridiculous. Also, the only Shichibukai who, like, you know, he's got the Florian Triangle down on lock. What's he supposed to do? Capture pirates that are heading towards the New World. He does it. He doesn't do that much bad. He just captures pirates. He doesn't even kill a lot of them. I think he just takes their shadows and sends them on their way. It's not that bad. It's so good. He's such a reasonable Shichibukai compared to everybody else. You know what Crocodile tried to do? Take over a country, unearth an ancient weapon, and declare war on the world. That's another guy on the payroll, right? But Moria's over there just holding out the Florian Triangle. It's absurd that they got rid of Moria. Makes no sense. It's actually insane. No, Blackbeard wasn't a bad... Blackbeard quit. Blackbeard had the decency... Okay, so if we're rating how bad Shichibukai are, Blackbeard, he was a bad employee for sure. He was probably the worst, right? Actually, he was by far the worst. But like, he ruined everything. Blackbeard by far the worst. Better to be lazy than trying to actively destroy the entire company from inside. But Blackbeard did have the decency to quit, okay? Hancock, all right? She literally actively sabotaged the Marines throughout that battle, destroying pacifistas left and right, who, by the way, are worth, like, the same cost as a battleship. So, frivolously destroying valuable assets, turning many of her allies to stone, right? Actively helping Luffy save Ace, which is the exact opposite objective of what the Marines are trying to achieve, right? So she does all of this sabotage, and then she doesn't quit. She's kind of just like, all right, cool. I'm still going to be a Shichibukai, though. This changes nothing. I'm still taking that paycheck next week, all right? So Blackbeard at least had the decency to quit. He showed up. He didn't just ghost them either. He showed up. He's like, showed up in Marineford. He's like, I'm handing in my 2 weeks notice. All right? Starting now. Pretty much done here. And, you know, there's a bit of respect for that. He did it the right way. You know, if you're going to try and overthrow the company, you you at least show up and quit. You hand in your resignation notice. Right? And you know what they did after that? They're like, well, if Blackbeard quit, we're definitely offing Moria after this. We're going to kill him. And the Shichibukai. The Shichibukai were just fucking there to pick up a paycheck. All right? They slacked so hard. Mihawk could not give a fuck throughout that war. He just showed up to... How fucking, you know how mad I would be if I'm the world government and Mihawk shows up to the war. You get Mihawk showing up to the war and he contributes literally zero for it. It's like we give you probably a handsome government contract. We let you sail the seas. We don't bother capturing you, even though you're one of the most dangerous pirates in the world. We let you do your shit, like mastering whatever you do want to do. You follow no rules. You can stroll in and out of Marijoa whenever you want. Right? There's one thing we ask you to do. We ask you to show up if a Yonko ever shows up and help us take them out. You don't have to do that much, but you have to help a little bit. And Mihawk shows up and doesn't help at all. All right? Doesn't help at all. The one thing he did in the war, it wasn't for him. It was for himself. He was like, I want to measure the distance between me and Whitebeard. He's like, that's just like a fun thing for him to do. And he gives it a shot. He's like, okay, I'm done, right? I don't count anything else he does after that because he's like going after Luffy, but not really going after Luffy, because if he really, truly, from the bottom of his heart wanted to go after Luffy, he would like kill him in a second, right? Anyway, rant on Mihawk over. But yeah, the Shichibukai are fucking lazy as fuck. So it's not really fair to, like, it's hard to gauge how much, if everybody was going serious, right? Like, Mihawk was actually invested in fighting, Doflamingo was actually invested in fighting and everything like that, then I wonder how much could the world government have taken, you know? Because the Marineford War, it was made to look close, but then when you really sit back and look at it, it's like, all right, but only, like, these guys, like, some of these characters were really, really serious about it. Everybody on the Whitebeard side was fighting, like, all out, right? But, like, the lot of people on the Marine side were just there to pick up a check. So it makes you wonder, like, would the Strats have made it so that Ace survives? Maybe. Maybe.